This man bought white shoes. Got the white shoes. Huh?
Good morning, guys. It's Hot Pit weekend. Today's Friday. We're driving to California today. We're gonna hook up the trailer to the truck, put the car on, and we're heading down to right back to LA where we came from Drift Week. We literally spent like what at least a week and a half in California. It was cold, it was rainy, it snowed, it was windy, it was kind of miserable. Then we get back to Utah and it's snowing here and cold. At least it's not windy, but we're headed right back to Southern California. I hope it's gonna be warmer than Utah, but the forecast does not show a nice, warm, southern, sunny California. So as far as Hot Pit goes, I think we're pretty well prepped. The car is dialed from Drift Week. I'm really glad we went on Drift Week for the purpose of prepping the car. We figured out what the weaknesses are. I think we've solved everything, so now we just show up to Hot Pit. The car should be reliable, no problems, and I want to win. I want to get on the podium, and I want to celebrate a win. It's been a long time since I've gone to a serious comp and had a victory. That's not true. I forgot I won that cave-in. That was pretty good, sweet victory. But I want to go to like this level of comp, and I want to win. So once again, we got another journey ahead of us. For me, sometimes it's not necessarily the destination, but the journey is like what's fun. So let's see what happens on this road trip. It shouldn't be anything crazy, but it should be a fun weekend. We've got Terry is coming with us. I'll introduce you guys to Terry on the video. Some of you know him, some of you probably don't, but he's got a lot of history in racing and motorsports and drifting particularly. So we brought him on as a team manager so that he can kind of take care of the things that fall through the cracks. Like, I'm really good at like making sure the car's ready and driving. Kelly's gonna be taking care of the car. Jesse's gonna be doing media stuff, but we need someone that can just like keep it together, make sure we're on time to the meetings, make sure that like if there's any sort of problems or whatever team-wise, that Terry's the guy for that. So I think we got a solid team put together, and like everything's in place that we should be on the podium. If we're not on the podium, I can only blame myself. I can't go blaming anything else unless we have a car failure. But like I said, I think everything's sorted. But sometimes when everything's sorted, something else that's not sorted pokes its head through and is like, hey, guess what? Screw you. Power feels pretty good. It feels like it has a little more mid-range. I think Derek cleaned up the mid-range a lot, and so like that's gonna help the turbo come on quicker, I hope.
It seemed easier to pull out of the shop. Yeah. Which is like a big deal.
Dude, I wonder when the timing skips. Can you imagine us trying to drive this on the trailer with two teeth of timing off? Like that was probably a lot of the bottom end. I don't know when it happened.
Well,
but it could have happened on day one, and the whole trip we're just like, oh, this car's kind of sluggish.
Kind of.
I mean, like it has power. It was making power. I was making tired, but like.
5,000
exactly.
Like, holy moly.
But the low and the mid was like, you even said it. You kept saying the car feels like it weighs 10,000 pounds.
Yeah. That's why I crashed.
This guy.
We went from 0 power to 600 power. That's because you suck.
You can tell me that tomorrow after I crash in practice.
You back it in?
Crash because you suck.
Yeah.
Car's on fire upside down in Irwindale. You're like, you crashed because
that's
just
not
come over, I'm upside down. You crashed because you suck.
This isn't as bad as what happened to the bumper. Let's strap it. Come on.
Yeah. There's a transient on the side of the road. Let's pick him up.
It looks like he's vlogging. Oh.
Unlock it. Unlock it. T-Bone! What's up? What's up? First fuel stop of the trip. We're gonna go grab some food, gas up the truck, get back on the road. We got a long ways to go still. So one of the things I did prepping the truck was I did a new filter setup on here. We got the fast filters that appear to be leaking, and then we got two larger filters that are 2 microns. So that really scrubs the oil down before it gets to the engine. It should help the truck last a lot longer by getting the fuel as clean as possible before it gets to the engine.
There's a petting zoo here.
There's animals?
You guys always find the animals to pet.
What? Look, there's a donkey right there, right next to the tractor.
Nice ass. Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna park right here.
What? That's a llama, dude. There ain't no donkey.
It says no parking.
Bro.
Okay.
We're not parking. We're stopping.
There's an ostrich.
Those are turbo birds.
They said there was a mystery meat of the month. And Terry's eating chicken strips.
It don't taste like chicken.
I don't taste right. Terry, do you think that's ostrich? You look at him, he can smell his buddy, dude. Oh, we gotta get out of here.
For as much as they charge for it, man.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
So funny story, I was trying to upgrade the fuel system on the truck, and in the process, I was able to make the fuel level gauge stop working. I was adding a secondary, not a secondary, but like a fast fuel system straw pickup tube thing. So I had to drill a hole in the tank, put the tube in and everything, and then by the time I got it set, I go to put the factory sending unit back in, and I noticed that the fuel level float was really close to the tube. I thought it was gonna work. Well, it didn't work. It's actually hitting, and it's stuck on empty. So now we don't know exactly what our range is or how much fuel mileage we're getting or when we run out of fuel. So we all kind of assumed it was about 250 miles, and it's not. 222 miles, and we ran out of fuel on the side of the freeway outside of Mesquite, Nevada. So here we are on the side of the freeway, pumping fuel into the truck. Just a quick update.
And safe at the plate.
This drifting stuff is for losers.
For the birds.
Yeah.
You just found a rock and started playing catch?
It's Alabama sport.
When I was a kid, that's all we had was 2 rocks to play with and throw at each other.
Didn't have cell phones and YouTubes.
When I was a kid, yeah.
A hula hoop.
Right?
Hit the hula hoop with a stick. Oh man. So there's no filter help.
There goes a red truck in the wild. Where'd he go? I don't believe red trucks are a real thing. There's a red truck also. There's a red truck. So, long drive. We finally arrived at our hotel. We're gonna get a good night's sleep, head to the track tomorrow, get set up, and try and do some work on the car. We still got a little bit more stuff to do. But looking forward to a good weekend. We got a solid plan. We got a good team going. And I wanna make sure we're 110%. So, early morning tomorrow. One thing is we couldn't drop the car off at the track, so it's here at the hotel. I'm a little bit nervous, but at least we got a view that overlooks where the car is. So fingers crossed nothing happens to that. So we'll see you guys in the morning.
It's a safety vehicle one. And one interesting bit is that when you drive...
Back at it. Today is qualifying day. We gotta get ready. We gotta get the car ready. We got all day to prep and do that kind of stuff.
I can smell you from here.
But we're gonna start the day with breakfast. Let's go downstairs.
Stupid door.
Going down? Don't do that.
I have kind of an unhealthy phobia of elevators.
Also saying,
Don't push buttons, just let it do its thing. I feel like they give way too much control to the general public with that many buttons. Like that shouldn't exist, that shouldn't exist, none of that. Dude, what are you doing? Stop, just take your finger off the buttons. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. This is a nice place. Where's the breakfast here? Oh, you're serious, it really is a Starbucks.
yeah.
Alright guys, we just fueled up for the day. Had a hearty breakfast, and now it's time to head off to the track. We basically 4 o'clock is when qualifying starts. So they're trying to run the whole thing on one day, but it doesn't work because there's not enough time. So basically they use Saturday evening to get qualifying out of the way, and then they make the main show on Sunday. That way they can run. Terry was explaining that Irwindale has a hard cutoff at 6 p.m. There's a sound ordinance in that city, and so like everything has to be done during the day. So they get qualifying out of the way on Saturday, which isn't that interesting anyways. Nobody really watches qualifying. It's kind of just like to set the stage, right?
Yep.
The main show is the top 32 and top 16 battles. So
Right.
today's kind of like go there, get set up, get the track like figured out, get practice out of the way, get qualifying. Jeff Jones is even talking about getting rid of qualifying. He's pulling the drivers like, do you guys even want to do this? You want to drive out of a hat? Because it's like, it's all about the show, right?
Right.
And qualifying is not good for the show.
At the end of the day, I feel like qualifying position doesn't make much of a difference as long as you're in the top 32. If
Bro,
you can bring it, you can
qualify,
just knock everyone out.
You can qualify last place and win first.
Correct.
Doesn't matter.
Correct.
Like if you're a good driver, you're gonna get it. So.
Easy peasy.
Right. So anyways, that's the day. So I consider today like a practice day. I don't, the way they set it up, there's pretty much no zeros in qualifying. You can't not qualify. If you can drift, you can qualify here. So like I'm not stressing about today. I really just want to get the course figured out, get really dialed, make sure that the car is good, fix any problems that we have. And Terry and I were talking about this, but like my strategy, and I think you agree with me, is like once I feel dialed and once we know the car is good, you just park it.
Right. No reason to beat that horse any more than we need to, right?
Some people, what do they call it? Trying to win practice. When you go out and try and win practice, you crash into the wall, crash into everybody, you break everybody else's car, break your own car. Like, there's no reason to do that.
Once you're comfortable in the game, then wait for the game to start.
Yeah, exactly. Today's not game day.
No, today's not a game day.
No.
Today's like a soft pad day, you know?
I don't want to be searching for wide fab arms tonight, trying to fix the car because I crashed in the wall or something stupid, you know?
We don't want to break our hearts. We want to break everybody else's hearts.
That's it. That's it.
So yeah, we're gonna rule.
So today's kind of chill. We're having like a nice, good day. Like get my mind in the right place. Everybody's on the same page. We'll get things set up, and
beautiful day here.
It really is, man. Last week we were down here for Drift Week. It was cold and rainy and snowing and windy and just the terrible. Today's actually like a nice day. Got away from the snow of Utah. Like it's a proper Southern California winter day right now.
Yes.
Yeah, we're both from here.
Perfect.
Are you from here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Raiders. Go
Californians,
Raiders,
baby. It's pretty cool. I love this proper hoodie weather.
Yeah.
Right. This is perfect for drifting. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. Things great.
Yep. It's gonna be a good day.
Yeah. Let's go.
Alright, so this is the first event of the season, and of course there's all sorts of like parking problems. I guess there's circle track drag racing going on. The drifting starts later, so like all three racing groups are trying to pit at the same time. It's just like a big mess. So but anyways, right now we're gonna get the car teched. We gotta go park the truck outside, and then at 3 o'clock we can bring the truck back inside. So we're trying to like just navigate through all this stuff. But yeah, this is kind of crazy. I haven't been to Irwindale drifting since the last time I was drove that car, Irwindale 2015, when it blew up and I stopped Formula Drift. So we're out here waiting in line for tech. The boys went and got the truck parked. So we gotta go unload, get our pit set up and stuff. But first things first, we gotta make sure we pass tech. That way if there's any issues we need to deal with, we got the time to sort it out. We still got a few hours worth of time, but I wanna be comfortable. I don't wanna be pushing the limit. Kevin Wells walked by, looked at the car, and he's like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. So we might need to give it a little bit of special treatment. Yeah, one of those. So we had some issues with the cracked windshield. Like the crack got bigger on this trip, and so we got a major warning for that one. So we got to be prepared for next time. That's loud.
Yeah. Boy's gonna get us all in trouble. Can we kick him in the nuts later, please? He's got a bit of an epileptic foot.
So, I don't know.
He's still just.
We got
here we are with Brandon Wicknick checking in. Brandon, how'd tech go?
We squeaked by. Put it that way. No, everything else was good except for the windshield. No problems. Everything else was good to go.
We'll get that fixed by the second round too.
I think if they would have heard the exhaust as we pulled in, we probably would have got some tech problems. But luckily they gave us the stickers and then heard the exhaust driving away.
Right. And that's not the exhaust. That's just Kelly's problem.
Wait. Where's your suit?
It's in there.
This guy barely made it through tech. Like, I don't know how much he's paying me to let him through tech. It's definitely going to cost you some beers, some 30 packs, some whiskey. You got to hook up the whole crew. You're supposed to have this on your suit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what.
Did you bring an iron?
Bro.
You said you were going to bring an iron.
No, that's a tomorrow thing.
Put this on the exhaust and iron it on.
Go sign your name somewhere for you to have that. Put it in your pocket.
We got diaper pins for that.
There you go. Boop, boop, boop. God damn, man.
This is the man right here. Come here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just here to have
this
fun.
guy and Rob, was it the two of you?
Yeah, hey, RJ,
that's right. That's an RJ.
Duck Club.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
shit,
an awesome
I'm not the
series.
man. Here's the man. Drip buffet, bro. Come on
That's
now.
the man.
That's where
Just
that
visiting.
started up right there. Right? I got a lot of things this dude kicked down. I just have years and years of experience of doing this nonsense from the driver point, and I had so many people help me out that it's like, all right, now I can give back. I'm giving back as much
I
as
love
I
what
can.
you're doing, dude.
It's an awesome
gotta
series.
give it back.
So rad.
Excited.
Yeah. So
This guy's got an
this guy.
FD. This guy's got an FD program to run, but he's like, oh, I've been working too much on Hotpit. I'm not even ready for FD.
Yeah.
Putting all your time
Drifter
and
of the
effort into
people
it.
right here.
I love it.
4 months of work to do in a month.
Yep.
Because I haven't been doing anything since I should be doing stuff.
Yep.
All right, well, go get your
Shit.
shit ready.
All
We got a pair of shit. Hang in.
I've never really had this before, like a really nice box setup. I guess we did when we were in FT. We had a trailer box, but this is really a nice setup with everything kind of organized. But that's what I've learned over time. Like when you got to make things happen quickly, you've got to have access to your stuff. And when we were on clutch kickers, we never brought a toolbox. We always had like the bins, and it was just a problem digging through the bottom for sockets and stuff. But to have everything laid out, like just how you, yeah, this is good. What's up?
Do you torque these or just drive them down?
Go with 2. I think 2 on here. You can let it rip pretty good with 2, and then we'll torque when we're down.
Okay.
Good.
Come on now.
You can start your cars, you can drive your cars around, but please don't be revving them. Just let them warm up. You know, don't be getting crazy.
You can prepare. I don't think we written this stuff much down. I think you guys can prepare to drive your car onto grid by 9, right? But there's a noise ordinance, so don't rev up your car. Brandon Wicknick, don't let your friend drive your car that doesn't know how to drive your whatever clutch, loud ass freaking thing. Put your gear down there. Be prepared. Get in line. Everyone be in line. 2 lines. A lead line is the top. Chase line is the bottom. 2 lines of cars. We are immediately going to go into tandem practice. Even without you guys doing a lap, I know that you can do it. We do it when we go to all these tracks with our homies. You guys are all homies, you can do it.
go away. He's got to run 1.5 miles to get over here. What a trooper, man. Look at that guy. He's the MVP. Terry just left him in the dust.
Gnarly bang.
I don't like to be the first one out for practice. I like to watch a little bit, kind of like see if people are struggling with certain areas of the track. That always helps me to kind of like realize if there's going to be a trouble spot or if it's going to be easy, and also like kind of watch some of the competition and see where the level's at. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. That was like the 4th lap out. Kelly's up there waiting in line, so I'm kind of going to watch until he gets up there, maximize my ability to kind of watch what's going on, and then go trade places with Kelly when the car's warmed up and ready to go.
Right before that lap, the fan stopped working, which is funny because that happened in clutch kickers too. I know about some issues back there, but it was a new issue with the wiring, so I think we have to jump the fans straight up. They did work for they did work for that lap, but the car started cutting, like that fuel problem is back or something like that. The problem is I don't have the ECU set up to run logs, so we have to have the laptop plugged in to run logs, and I can't take a passenger with me. So it's going to be tough to run logs, but something's wrong. It's not getting full power, and it was cutting under, it was cutting.
I just want to run a jumper wire between those, you know what I mean?
You're going to run it straight to there.
What?
Just straight
Oh, yeah, perfect. There must be a problem inside that box, don't you think?
I banged on it with a hammer.
What, you just smacked it with a hammer and it worked?
Yeah.
I like it.
Wow. So hot.
Overall, I felt pretty good about that lap. It was a little bit loose on the first wall, and I kind of rotated a lot. If I didn't have wise valve, I probably would have spun out. I got a little bit close to the wall, like when you start to kind of float towards the wall, I had to kind of like back off a little bit. And then I heard the clutch slip a little bit in 3rd gear, so that could potentially be an issue. We didn't have that problem at all on Drift Week. So I went back to 2nd in the infield, which is perfect. 2nd's actually pretty good gear for the infield. So I think the gearing, we'll have it figured out. But the fact that the clutch ran away once on me has me like really concerned. We may have to dial some grip out, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do another lap and see how it does. All right, so that lap, it felt a little bit better. We didn't have any cutting. The AFRs were good, the fuel pressure was good, everything looked good on that lap. So I don't know if it was an intermittent problem on the other one, I don't know. Car feels gripped up, car feels really good. The clutch is definitely slipping. There's an adjustment problem at the pedal, I think. The pedal is acting as if it's depressed even when it's not. So I'm gonna adjust the pedal right now and hopefully that fixes it. Because basically I let the clutch out all the way at the top and I can still feel pressure on it. So I'm gonna try and solve that first because I don't want to smoke the clutch. When I went in third gear, it was like shudders and stuff. So I gotta solve that problem right now. And then we'll keep monitoring the fuel pressure and all that stuff. This is the car that broke, that blew up at Irwindale 2015 because we had relay problems to the fuel pumps. I realized I never fixed that, so that's in the back of my mind, like maybe we're losing one fuel pump occasionally, and so I have to solve that. So probably what I'll do, I get too worked up. Probably what I'll do is just hardwire the pumps at the fuse box, the relay box, just bypass any potential relay failure.
I'm using my Wicknick. It's an expensive tool, not sold at Snap-on, sold at Harbor Freight. It's their most expensive line, the Ginger, 30 plus, experienced.
Sorry, Kelly. I'm gonna show what's going on.
Okay, you're my tool.
There's a ton of pressure pushing against this right now, like a ton of force. I can't even get the pin out. I'm trying to push the pin from the back and it can't do it. There's like tons and tons and tons of pressure on that. That's definitely our problem. I just don't know how to solve it right now. And of course, this has to happen during practice. Why every time does this happen when we're practicing? It can't happen at the shop. It can't happen when we got tons of time to prep. It has to happen while I'm losing practice time. I don't understand it. Every time. Woo! Okay. So I was able to pry it a little bit with the screwdriver. Where am I even pointing? Oh, over here. So now that I got that far, I gotta get this under it. No, Kelly's rubbing my feet. People wouldn't believe it unless I showed it. That's kind of nice though. You can keep doing that. I appreciate it. Are you expecting a tip when we're done? Get out of there. There we go. Now that I got it out, you can actually see that's how far off it is. That's the clutch all the way out. You can see the hole's not lined up. So it had like a 1/4 inch of preload pressure on it. So this should be an easy fix. I just spin the rod here.
Well, to be honest.
Anyways, I need 2 hands for this, but I just wanted to show you guys what's actually happening. I don't know why this changed, why this didn't show up on Drift Week, why we couldn't figure this out earlier. I didn't recognize any sort of symptoms until just this run. Sucks.
I'm cold as. Brandon does have hot feet. First thing I think of is we better put this. Yes.
I think we found the problem. I was just talking about it where I think there's a fuel pressure problem. So we were trying to find the culprit. Let me zoom in on this for you there, Kelly. So that's fuel pressure, that's AFR, and that's boost up there.
Okay.
Give him the rundown.
Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Why are you using that for?
There you go. I don't know, dude. I'm over it. If you have a car that has a turbo on it, you give it throttle, pressure rises. Your engine has a vacuum line that goes from the engine. Hold on. We got V8. Oh my God. There's a There's a vacuum line that goes from the engine to a regulator. As the pressure goes up, the fuel pressure is supposed to go up. Our fuel pressure is going down. We made sure that the line is still there. All the vacuum references are good. So Brandon had a problem in FD where his relays would like intermittently like freak out, do all this crazy crap. They're really junk. They're just really bad. So we're gonna hot wire it with some crazy, not legal stuff. Make it work, make it work.
So, that's our fuel pressure, the brown line. That's our AFR. So as the AFR goes bad, we don't want 15 AFRs. Our fuel pressure is actually going down. It should be rising. We should be seeing what'd you say, like 6? Something like that. So RPM's increasing, boost is increasing, AFR is going the wrong way, and fuel pressure is going down. So that leads me to one conclusion, that we're not getting enough fuel pressure. We have 2 fuel pumps, well, 2 of them that matter. One feeds the front of the rail, one feeds the back of the rail. So this is what happened literally at Irwindale last time. One of them stopped working. It was feeding enough, but it leaned out one cylinder on the front or the back. I don't want that to happen again. So here's another run. You can see we had 6.2, well, where is it? 6.2 bar of fuel pressure, 11.6 AFR at full boost and full RPM. So we're definitely losing a fuel pump. 100% that's an issue. That was really stupid of me not to fix this because I knew that it was a problem. It's just been so long, I never really fixed it. So it's definitely an issue with the relays. Kelly, 100%. The fuel pressure was 6.25, AFRs were good, everything. Yeah, we're losing a pump, 100%, that's the issue.
I got you.
So to answer my own question, why does this always happen when we get to the track? This was poor preparation, 100%. My bad. I knew about this and I should have changed it. The clutch was not that issue, but this 100% is an issue. It was an issue of like, the car failed, it sat for 8 years. I never fixed it because of that, and then we put it back together and didn't solve that one issue. I figured it out. This fuse box is melted and it's been melted for a long time. This was the problem we had before. And so simply plugging in another relay is not gonna fix it. Those pins are melted and spread out and all sorts of stuff. And so like what actually needs to happen is we need to bypass all this crap until we can properly fix it. I really should have done this at the shop. That was really stupid. For some reason, I always find myself building jumpers for relays and fuses. It's embarrassing to say I'm really good at it. Terry, what do you think? What about the track and the other drivers and stuff?
Well, the other drivers are finally getting a little warmed up. There's a few more people trying to make decent laps right now. But I still think the same thing. Blasting through the big bank is going to be good. Keeping up your speed through those turns is going to be difficult for people to follow because they're super slow through there.
What's kind of surreal to me is thinking like we're almost in the exact same spot I was in 2015. And Jose will know this. If we would have done this, what I'm doing right now in 2015, the outcome of that night would have been different. It's like the This wire, what I'm doing right now, is what made me stop doing Formula Drift. 100%. That's what's going through my mind right now. It's such a simple fix I didn't do then, and I'm almost letting it ruin me again. But I'm a little bit older and a little bit wiser. A little bit.
The gray hair says yes, learn, baby boy.
With the rear suspension, also the fuel cut out that time, so now we got 2 problems.
100% something's wrong with the suspension. I can feel like the wheel like moving back and forth. It's not good. Not good at all. It like feels like an arm is loose or like something broke, and it's just like the wheel's moving. Kelly tried to look in the burnout box and couldn't really tell, but I felt it as soon as I hit the bank. Also, I could feel the car cut out, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Get off of there. I said get off of there. I said get off of there, boy. Look for a cracked subframe, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Stuff like that. Okay. So these are the two fuel pump feed wires. They're kind of smoked. They're like really, I really think our problem was between here and the pin. I hope, because I'm just gonna hardwire them from here back. Thank you. Yep, that turns it on. That turns it on. So I just gotta get power to these two wires. We should be good. Dude, this like the stuff is melted to the wire. This is crazy.
Hey Brandon.
What?
At this point, you might as well take your time and do it right. We're probably just gonna go right to qualifying.
That wire is not good. So here's actually how it goes, now that I'm thinking about it. If we qualify low, there's no zeros necessarily. So if we qualify low, it puts us in the bottom bracket. The bottom bracket battles it out tomorrow, head-to-head tandem competition for the bottom qualifying spots. So there will be some drivers that do not drive at this event, but not without a tandem battle. So you get to tandem someone else to battle for a low qualifying spot. So if for some reason everything goes really poorly and we get a really bad score tonight, then we'll end up at the bottom of the bracket where we get to do tandem battles tomorrow. So that means we have all night to figure it out and fix it. Only issue is we can't be testing the car late at night. So this fuel pump problem has to get fixed right now. The suspension problem we can work on all night if we have to. Still really stressful, but not like, oh my gosh, we've got 1 hour or else we're gonna not even be in the show tomorrow. So stress, but not like as stressful. And I really appreciate Jeff Jones doing that, because he's basically like, yo, something happens out of the ordinary, you don't just get like thrown out of the show. It's not like, oh, you can't, you know, you still have an opportunity to do a tandem battle. These are both the fuel pumps. Yeah. That's directly to the fuel pump in the back. Okay. They're going to this. This is power. I'm going to power it just like we did the fans, directly to the fuse box. All right. So we have to turn the car on and off with this switch here. That's it. That makes my life easier in the back. Okay. 13 mil? I think it's back there. Or 14. I got you. Grab all the wrenches. If this isn't the problem, I don't know what to do after this. This is like 13. That means it's somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure it's this, because these wires right here are super smoked, and that's what they were going to the pins. We were jumping the pins, and I think they just weren't doing anything. I think the pins are smoked inside.
I turned the car off, so it's not going to turn the fuel pumps on. So
okay.
Turn the fan on.
Thank you. I always say it's good to know how to be sketchy, because then you can solve problems in a sketchy way when you need to, but this is not a good solution for this problem. It's just what we're doing right now to get through qualifying. Probably what I'll do is wire some relays, take these directly to some relays, build a relay box right here, and do it properly so we have some high amperage relays through these wires.
We got 20 minutes left for practice.
Okay, we'll get one more lap. I'll be done. Power probe.
Senor, your transmission was about to fall out.
So, which part?
All of the bolts that hold the actual transmission to the bell housing.
Okay.
You're now missing one.
Really?
So there's 3.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's all. That's all I found. My head hurts. Welcome to Under the Car with Kelly Williams, where we talk about
Sockets in your holes.
sockets in your holes. Don't drag me.
I'm not. I'm holding your feet like you held mine.
Oh, perfect. We're like
I'm
a.
not gonna bite those feet.
I wouldn't. Oh God, stop, Brandon. My feet. They're ticklish.
What'd you say?
I said they're ticklish.
Stop those drugs.
Did you say they taste like licorice?
They taste like licorice. Black licorice, not the good kind.
That's racist.
Put that one. You're getting your suit all dirty.
No, I'm laying on the nice clean ground. I would never lay on the dirty
Welcome
ground.
to Under the Car with Kelly Williams,
Featuring
Brandon Wicknick,
special guest star,
special guest
who's
star.
almost never here. Under the car.
Back bolts, 17.
So, I don't know if you said it, but as soon as I took off from here after checking the whole rear, I did a couple like doom doom with the clutch, and immediately like I was like, that feels weird. I feel like the motor's jumping. I look at the shifter's doing this, and so I'm yelling at Kelly, come over here. And I was like, dude, the motor mounts are falling out. The motor mounts, something's wrong with the motor mounts. And he's like, all right. So I do one lap to feel it, which is cutting out. I'm glad we got that data because now I know we still have a problem. But the whole lap, I was like, yeah, dude, for sure the shifter's moving. So he comes back in and finds all the transmission bolts loose and missing.
One of them was almost all the way out. It was hanging on like, you know, the little,
So we almost lost 2.
Yeah. You know, little, yeah.
Did you get the one of them's a
Yeah. Which is it?
Allen bit?
Oh, that's the one that's gone.
That one's gone?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering if what happened is when we did the trans.
You had unwanted help. Oh, that's tight. Yeah,
Like a tiger.
maybe that side. My head hurts really bad.
What kind of hurt?
It kind of hurt. That says, Kelly, I think you're a good friend, but nobody says it.
Kelly, I think you're a good friend.
Ah! Somebody said it. Now my head doesn't hurt. It's a lie. My head still hurts.
So what are we gonna do tonight? We're not gonna touch anything right now. I'm gonna do my qualifying lap.
Right.
It either goes really well or it goes really well.
Okay.
I added a bunch of fuel to it. It's either gonna get boggy or it's gonna be really good. I don't know. But like that was my solution for it. We can turn on the fuel pressure, but I kind of want to leave that alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to, you know.
Well, if you go too high, then
Our duty cycle's not there, so we can flood the injectors. We got plenty of injector with low pressure.
Okay.
So it really just comes down to what are we gonna do tonight after we're done qualifying.
What needs to be done to make this thing?
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking of. We're probably gonna. I don't know how to test the wiring between point A and point B.
how long do we have tomorrow?
We drive in the morning.
No, we get here at 7:30. We probably have a couple hours before we start. Can't start until 9.
If we put it off till tomorrow,
No, we don't want to do that.
It's not gonna go well.
Just if it goes on all night.
Right.
It's not gonna go on all night. It's not like pulling a trans, it's not like doing a motor swap. We just gotta figure. We gotta like laser focus on what we're gonna do and then do it.
We only have one thing to fix.
Fuel pump problem.
Fuel pump issue.
The problem is it's extremely hard. We can't test it. We have to double down, fix everything we can possibly wrong, and hope that it doesn't fail tomorrow.
Because it's just breaking up under load?
Yep. There's no way to test it. We can't drive it on the street. We can't drive it with like.
The fuel pump. I know we have a filter situation over here, but do we have a filter situation over there?
Yeah.
I have those other filters.
Put it back in. Let's do that.
Right?
Out of the box. I get trapped in the box sometimes. I need someone to break, you know,
Right.
like you're opening.
Well, you're
crank,
stuck
break
thinking
that
it's an
box.
electrical issue with that fuel, but it could just be something simple as a choke point, right?
It's probably not, but we're gonna change those filters anyway.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because it went from 6 bar to 4 bar, and then back to 6 bar, and then back to 4 bar. So you know what I mean? So like it fixed itself, which is we have 2 pumps. When one goes out, it's down to 4 bar. When both of them are at 6 bar. Okay. So I think I'm talking too fast. That's exactly what happened when the engine failed at Irwindale 2015. It's the exact same problem. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. I bypassed what I thought the problem was. It doesn't seem to be fixed. It doesn't seem to be fixed.
Right.
So when you
So what about, so there's the swirl pot and the fuel pump next to it, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's the fuel pump that lies along the, that pump I never heard go. Not once.
When I was having you listen, I had that one off.
Okay,
on purpose.
okay. But I could hear the one next to the swirl pot every time.
There's 2 inside of there.
Yeah.
So I have to isolate them so you can hear both of them.
Okay.
So I know all 3 are working. Let's go up to 20 miles.
thinking is, when I was down there pulling out the 2 2J guys, man, different breed. I was pulling the 2 wires to go to the fuel pump at the fuse box. I was showing you guys on the video how they're both kind of crispy. One of them I was actually picking plastic off of the strands of the wire. I'm worried that that one is actually not making a good connection, because I twisted both of them together and put them in a butt connector and crimped them down, and maybe if that one's got too much plastic or the wiring is like corroded or just not a good enough connection, that might be the failure point. So in order to isolate that, I'm going to cut that one, cut it further and further back from the heat spot so I can find a good spot of wire, lengthen that wire, and then run that to the same source through a different wire. Hopefully, I don't know, it's worth a shot. That's about the amount of time we have before qualifying. We get 1 lap and it's either like going to be really good or mediocre. So, I don't know. All right, so that qualifying didn't go super well. I felt like my line was all right. I held it together decent. I was definitely off some clips and points and stuff, but the biggest problem was my car was misfiring. So we got to work on that tonight. Definitely got to score, definitely in the show. Obviously I wanted to do better, but we know what the issue is, I think, and we know we can work tonight to solve it. I think it's exactly what happened on Drift Week, which is we have to pull the injectors out and clean them one by one. So that's what we're gonna do tonight.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna get it out.
Don't pick it for me. I want to eat it later.
Give me the rundown. Are you taking it apart now?
I'm putting it back together. Y'all are too slow. I'm the fastest hand in the West.
I went to go congratulate Rudy on winning, and you're already done? I mean, he got first place.
He did?
Yeah, he did really well. Didn't you watch his run?
Yeah, I high-fived him.
It was really good.
Oh, man.
And Shelly, too. She got 7th or something. She killed it.
Dude, Shelly, I love Rudy, but I've been rooting for Shelly since I met her. Man.
She's getting there. She's getting there.
She's killing it.
Yeah.
Well,
all right,
I'm killing it here.
Give me a rundown. What'd you find?
Hold on, I'll give you a rundown.
Step out of your office.
It's my rundown.
This guy.
Stairs.
This guy, man. This guy, I don't know. We need to get him some sleep and some food.
Yeah.
Girl, am I dirty? I'm probably.
No, you're actually not that dirty.
Sure.
Okay, so.
Rundown. We pulled the injectors out. We have fuel pressure issues, and then the fuel pressure wasn't an issue, and it did that thing that it did at Musselman Honda, where it went, and Brandon said, "Just turn off the coils and shut up, boy." And I turned off the coils and it didn't change anything. So we figured out it was a misfire from the injectors being dirty. Well, they're dirty again, somehow. So I just cleaned them. I pulled them out, sprayed them with the old, you know? And now it's gonna go bang bang. Oh, bang bang bang. Wait, we gotta put this oil line back on. Let me do that. I'm putting these fuel line back on. We're gonna go bow, 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 bow. You have a license plate? We need to put some load on this thing. Let's do it on the streets in California, where it's totally legal. Everything is legal here.
Straight to jail.
Except for anything. You can't even walk down the street without getting eyeballs.
We get pulled over, just say, this car identifies as a Prius. Leave me alone, officer.
Officer!
What you got going on there?
My light belt buckle.
I saw the light, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the light. That's not the words.
Good enough for us.
I think we need to get both of you food and sleep.
Probably.
I'd like a beer.
Yeah.
Sandwich. Is that PG?
Sandwich in a can.
PB?
Peanut butter. Peanut butter beer.
No leaks?
but there's a noise ordinance. So don't rev up your car. Brandon Wicknick, don't let your friend drive your car.
I just love that.
Okay.
The external.
You guys ready to get some food?
Yeah, food.
Get on out of here.
I gotta go.
Good job, Kelly. Got that done fast.
You were just gone a while. No. Come here. Oh God, what is going on?
You're dripping on my sleeve.
Oh my God.
Terry.
Good Jerry. That is really good. What is that?
Huh? That's what Jesse asked, and I got mad. You think I'm not gonna get mad if you ask me on
Yeah,
this?
what is it?
I don't know. Why?
For the meme.
No. You wanna bite, Jesse?
When you slap it out of somebody's hand.
No, thank you.
Why?
No, because you got defensive when I asked you about it.
And for that reason, you don't want to bite.
Yes.
No, because
Only for that reason.
Because you put your thumb in his cheeseburger.
Is that why?
Yeah, probably. It's not helping.
So I have to apologize to you to get you to take a bite of this?
I wouldn't take it by either way.
Why? It's got pecans.
Cool.
Pecans.
Cool.
Pecans? How do you say it?
Pecan.
Good stuff.
Here, here's a pecan bite.
I don't want it.
Why? You don't want it, or you won't take it?
Both. Don't want it, won't take it.
We're not gonna take it.
No.
We're gonna take it.
No. I know the words.
Oh my God. This is why I wear gloves. My hands didn't get dirty until I touched the steering wheel. So someone, Kelly, drove the truck with dirty hands, and now me with my clean hands, now have dirty hands from driving the truck. That's like, it's too much for me. The reason I wear gloves is I can jump in the truck, pull my gloves off, and not contaminate the steering wheel so everybody else that ever touches it. That is ridiculous, dude. Absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, pump of fuel. Very much pump of fuel. No distraction.